Something a little bit different this time. I'm at the U.S. Kia Design Center in Irvine, California, where execs are about to unveil the second generation Kia Telluride, a very important vehicle for the company. And since you can't be here and I can be, let me show you behind the scenes.
There's no better place to experience the future direction of our brand. This is where our most awarded model, the Kia Telluride, was first born.
I'm pleased to present our all-new 2027 Kia Telluride. This is the X Pro, our most rugged trim featuring an exclusive grille, 4 recovery hooks, and trail-ready 18-inch wheels with all-terrain tires.
The second generation is a new approach. Kia is not playing it safe.
When we created the original Telluride, our instincts told us customers would respond to a big, bold, and unapologetically boxy SUV, yet infused with a unique Kia attitude. We designed it to be aspirational, aimed at changing people's perception of the Kia brand. The next generation doesn't step away from that. It simply reinterprets our ideas through the lens of opposites united. To get here, we envisioned the all-new Telluride as the perfect vehicle to drive to a luxurious ski resort. It would be imposing but upscale, luxurious and with restraint. And here's the result: an entirely new, chiseled exterior design that retains a boxy, honest SUV presence.
Telluride is Kia's flagship. It's never fully been able to pump out enough of them from its plant in Georgia, even after increasing production every year.
Flush door handles, usually only seen on luxury vehicles, allow for a clean, refined surfacing and improved aerodynamics.
Kia is only showing the X Pro trim and is not sharing pricing or powertrain details yet. Gen 2 Telluride uses Kia's edgy opposites united design language, though here it's softened, and there's a lot of talk about diamonds.
The triangular forms extending from the wheel arches are inspired by the facets of a diamond. You know, diamonds are very beautiful and valuable, but they're also one of the toughest and most durable things in the world, just like Telluride.
I hung out with Kahl, chief designer at Kia Design Center America. Other videos you watch might call this a half-price Range Rover. Kia's team says it was only trying to elevate what current Telluride owners liked. And most likely, this design was frozen before the current Range Rover was shown to the public.
We had these 3 key words when we launched the original Telluride: big, bold, and boxy. The tail lamps on the original Telluride are pretty distinctive. You can recognize them when you're on the freeway, following one. These twin vertical bars. So we thought that is an important aspect. Vertical, tall, it kind of speaks to this kind of vehicle. On original Telluride, it's a 3-dimensional form. It's got the red stripes inside a lamp bucket. But in here we wanted to do it really precise, really graphic, and really clear. So that's how this came about, with the body color in between. And you can see a really strong, whether it's lit or not, it's a really strong 2-bar vertical graphic. And then this edge came about through aerodynamic work, where you really want the wind to stick to the vehicle as it exits and forms the whole aerodynamic shape of the vehicle. We also have something called Star Map, which is our signature lighting. You can kind of liken that to a constellation where you have bright, thicker parts where you see the star, and then constellation, you draw thin lines between them to create those shapes. You can see that here with the thicker elements and the thinner elements, and it's even more apparent in the DRL in the front. Generally, the body side is to express our opposites united. We talked about this diamond form. You can also liken it to like sharp, jagged peaks. It's called the Telluride, the mountains of Colorado. So you've got these. And they're also uplifting elements. They lift the vehicle, which is important for a kind of rugged, capable vehicle. So you got the lines coming up, and then they dissolve into this really gentle, carefully sculpted body side. That provides the contrast, edgy and technical, and more of this humanistic, organic feeling of the sculpture, which also goes down here and more an uplifted crease here. And what this does, it provides this kind of mechanical, technical interface from the body to the cladding. It also provides a little bit of a landing zone for these two elements to come down.
One signature flourish that's gone, that kick into the B-pillar from the base of the window trim.
That didn't make it, no. We're looking for this really long gesture line. So in this interpretation, we had other elements that we were looking at for opposites united. So we went for a very clear, stretched belt line on this version, yeah. It was definitely a challenge because we were coming off of a vehicle that was so well loved by the customer and resonated with the customer. But we had this formula, originally with Telluride of a refinement, but also capable luxury. There's also an approachability to it. And we felt there's more story to tell with that formula. So it was an exciting opportunity. How can we re-envision Telluride with those same qualities and really elevate the feeling of refinement, of grace, but also the feeling of rugged capability.
A few years back, Kia removed the amber DRLs. Bad move. That's not happening again. Again, Kia is not talking price or powertrain yet. The assumption is it will run with the same stuff as Hyundai Palisade. That means a 3.5-liter V6 with 287 horsepower mated to an 8-speed gearbox, or a new 329-horse hybrid drivetrain with a 2.5-liter turbo 4-cylinder, electric drive motor, and 6-speed gearbox. I can show you that it will get a spare tire.
It's a larger vehicle, gaining just over 2 inches in length, with a wheelbase extending by almost 3 inches. It allows for a roomier interior, easier ingress-egress with improved ride quality.
There are two 2027 Tellurides at the event, both the same X-Pro trim. This one is set aside from the crush of the crowd. I get 20 minutes in the studio to show you design. No shoes allowed. Kind of feel like I'm at a wedding. In this controlled setting, it's easier to see the diamond-shaped panels over the wheel wells. These almost look like buckles. Some trims will get perimeter lighting along the door and hatch openings. That's a nice touch. X-Pro gets recovery points front and rear. There's a D-pillar flourish that's hard to see since the black trim blends in with the black rear window molding. In silver, it's easier to discern. Points for hiding the rear wiper under the spoiler. Overall, Gen 2 looks larger than the first Telluride, at least in closed quarters. The cabin is completely different. Again, no specs, but Kia does talk about more room. In the past, X-Pro had an austere look about it. This is an upgrade. I've said many times that Telluride had the best fake wood trim in the biz. Some grades will get real bark, though I'll assume that's for top models. Other authentic materials are available. For example, X-Pro gets real forged carbon fiber panels. The stuff was developed in Seattle, by the way. For fashion mavens, there will be some chances taken with the colorways, not just black and gray. Looking forward to seeing the purple in person. If you're familiar with Kia's EV9, some of the controls look familiar. There was some hinting that the second row will get priority when it comes to the nearly 3 inches of wheelbase stretch. There are a lot of amenities happening. I'm sure that depends on which trim level. Telluride is larger now, but Kia isn't offering up any interior dimensions right now, though eyeballing it, the trunk looks a smidge larger. It's easy to reach in and drop the seats. X-Pro tends to be less fancy. This is the first time the press has ever been allowed into Kia's U.S. design studio. This wall separates the press from real work happening on vehicles that are 2 to 3 years away. This clay model was taken out of storage to show the craftsmanship that goes into producing the shape. Yes, much of the work is done using computer modeling, and the designers have the technology to walk around a digital model. But designers I've talked to say there's nothing like seeing it in solid form. That said, there's a wide open space hidden from outsiders, maybe not drones, where work can be inspected in natural light, where cars spend most of their time. There are a number of turntables here in the courtyard where designers can bring clay models out and rotate them in the sunlight. It's very important to get a good perspective. Kia brought out a development vehicle that was wrapped to keep the public guessing. Even that has flair. Any guesses to the Colorado town this refers to? Also, as much as the pattern is trying to disguise the body, it's not the usual zebra stuff, and it gives a lot of hints. That's why I love designers. Designers are the best. Since you couldn't be here, I'll leave you with a few clips from the press conference.
The grille creates a sense of width, punctuated by vertical elements. We also explored a non-traditional separation of the grille from the headlights. And that wasn't easy to do, but we think it was well worth the effort. In part because it really helps the lighting stand out. You know, lighting technology is evolving and it's really becoming the brand signature more than the grille on modern vehicles. Kia is among the pioneers in the industry with our expanded use of star map LEDs and animated features. Telluride elevates the technology even further with available animated welcome lighting patterns and standard amber DRLs that really pop, especially against the blacked out grille of this X Pro model.
Well, that's all I could get out of the executives when it comes to the 2027 Telluride. It should be available in the first quarter of 2026. Until then, maybe subscribe to the channel. You'll get news when this comes up. Remember that this is very different from the car review videos that I do. Those are very well shot and very detailed, so check those out. People seem to like them. For Driven, I'm Tom Volk.